Hi guys, how are you? Today we are going to cover 50 Python interview questions and answers. So let's start. Basic Python. What is Python and what are its key features? Python is an interpreted high-level general purpose programming language known for its readability, simplicity and versatility. Key features include dynamic typing, automatic memory management, and a large standard library. What is the difference between interpreted and compiled languages? Interpreted languages are executed line by line at runtime, while compiled languages are translated into machine code before execution. Python is an interpreted language. Explain the difference between lists, tuples, and dictionaries. Lists are mutable ordered collection of items, while tuples are immutable ordered collection of items. Dictionaries are unordered collection of key value pairs. What is the difference between is and equal operator? Is check if two objects are the same object in memory, while two times equal sign checks if two objects have the same value. Explain the concept of negative indexing in Python. Negative indexing allows you to access elements from the end of a sequence. What is the concept of negative indexing in Python? Negative indexing allows us to access elements from the end of a sequence. What is slicing in Python? Slicing is used to extract a portion of a sequence from list, tuple, or string. What are docstrings in Python? Docstrings are strings used to document functions, classes, and modules. Let's repeat this question again. What are docstrings in Python? Docstrings are strings used to document functions, classes, and modules. Explain the difference between range and xrange function. Range returns a list of numbers, while xrange returns an iterator in Python 3. Range is equivalent to xrange. Let's repeat this question again. Difference between range and xrange. Range returns a list of numbers, while xrange returns an iterator. In Python 3, range is equivalent to xrange. What is the global keyword in Python? The global keyword is used to modify a global variable within function. What is the difference between break and continue statements? Break terminates the entire loop, while continue skips the current iteration and moves to the next. Break terminates the entire loop, while continue skips the current iteration and moves to the next. And some question related data structures. What are Python's built-in data structures? Lists, tuples, dictionaries, sets, and strings are built-in data structures in Python. How do you create an empty list, tuple, and dictionary using the square, using the curly braces, and using the round braces? For list we use square, for tuple we use round braces, and for dictionary we use curly braces to create an empty list, tuple, or dictionary. Explain list comprehensions. List comprehensions provide a concise way to create lists. How do you find the length of a list? We will find the length of a list using the built-in function length and the list underscore name, the name of the list. What is the difference between append and extend methods for list? Append adds a single element to the end of a list. Extend adds multiple elements to the end of a list. Control flow questions. What are the different types of loops in Python? For and while loops. Explain the if, else, and elif statements used for conditional execution of code. What is the ternary operator in Python? A concise way to write conditional expressions. What are ternary operator in Python? A concise way to write conditional expressions. Define a function in Python. Use the def keyword followed by a function name, parameters and colon. What are arguments and parameters? Arguments are values passed to a function, while parameters are variables that receive those values. Arguments are values passed to a function, while parameters are variables that receive those values. Object-oriented programming. What are the four pillars of object-oriented programming? Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction are the four pillars of object-oriented programming. Repeat this question again. The most asked question: what are the four pillars of object-oriented programming? Encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction are the four pillars of object-oriented programming. Explain class and object in Python. A class is a blueprint for creating objects, while an object is an instance of a class. Let's repeat this question again. A class is a blueprint for creating objects, while an object is an instance of a class. What is inheritance in Python? Inheritance allows a class to inherit attribute and method from a parent class. Let's repeat this one more time. Inheritance allows a class to inherit attributes and methods from a parent class. Explain polymorphism in Python. Polymorphism enables objects of different types to be treated as if they were of the same type. Polymorphism enables objects of different types to be treated as if they were of the same type. What is method overriding? Overriding allows a subclass to provide a specific implementation of a method inherited from its parent class. Overriding allows a subclass to provide a specific implementation of a method inherited from its parent class. Would you like to continue? Let's cover intermediate Python question. So, the first one is explain the concept of star args and quarks. So, star args allows a function to accept a variable number of positional argument. Star quarks allows a function to accept a variable number of keyword arguments. What is the difference between shallow copy and deep copy? A shallow copy creates a new object but shares the same references to child objects. A deep copy creates a new object and recursively copies all child objects. How do you handle exceptions in Python? Use try, except, else, and finally blocks. What is a generator in Python? A generator is a function that returns an iterator object. It yields value one at a time. Explain decorators in Python. Decorators are functions that modify the behavior of other functions. What is the use of the with statement in Python? The with statement is used for resource management, ensuring proper cleanup. What is the global interpreter lock in Python? The GIL or global interpreter lock is a mechanism in CPython that allows only one thread to execute Python bytecode at a time. Once again repeat this question: what is GIL or global interpreter lock in Python? The GIL is a mechanism in CPython that allows only one thread to execute Python bytecode at a time. How do you create a class in Python? Use the class keyword followed by the class name and a colon. Explain inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. Inheritance allows creating new classes based on existing one. Polymorphism enables objects of different types to be treated as if they were of the same type. Encapsulation hides the internal implementation details of an object. What is the method overriding and overloading? Method overriding is when a subclass Subclass provides a specific implementation of method inherited from its parent class. And while in method overloading is not directly supported in Python, but can be achieved using default arguments or star args and star star keyargs. Python libraries and modules. What is the standard library in Python? A collection of built-in modules providing various functionalities. What is a standard library? A collection of built-in modules providing various functionalities. Explain the use of NumPy and Pandas. NumPy is used for numerical computations and array operations, while Pandas is used for data manipulation and analysis. What is Matplotlib used for? Creating static, animated, and interactive visualization. Again repeat this. What is Matplotlib used for? Creating static, animated, and interactive visualizations. What is the purpose of regular expression in Python? Matching and manipulating text patterns. What do you handle file input-output operation in Python using built-in functions like open, read, write, and close? Input-output operation in Python is using built-in function like open, read, write, and close to handle input-output operations. Python for data science. Explain data cleaning and pre-processing techniques. Handling missing values, outliers, normalization, and feature scaling. What is overfitting and underfitting? Overfitting occurs when a model is too complex and performs well on training data but poorly on new data. Underfitting occurs when a model is too simple and cannot capture the underlying patterns in the data. What is a cross-validation? A technique to evaluate model performance by dividing the data into training and testing sets multiple times. Explain different types of machine learning algorithms. Supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning are the different types of machine learning algorithms. What is the difference between classification and regression? Classification predicts categorical outcomes while regression predicts numerical values. Python for web development. What is Django or Flask used for? Building web application, we use Django or Flask. Explain the Model View Controller or MVC architecture. A design pattern separating an application into three interconnected parts. What is MVC? A design pattern separating an application into three interconnected parts. How do you handle database interactions in Python web frame? Using ORM, Object Relational Mapping library like Django ORM or SQL Alchemy to handle database interactions. Again repeat this question. How do you handle database interactions in Python web frame using ORM, Object Relational Mapping libraries like Django ORM or SQL Alchemy? What is REST API? Representational state transfer is an architectural style for designing web services. Again, representational state transfer REST, it is an architectural style for designing web services. How do you handle authentication and authorization in web application using techniques like session-based authentication, token-based authentication, or OAuth? Using these techniques to handle authentication and authorization in web application. One more time, using technique like session-based authentication or token-based authentication or OAuth to handle authentication and authorization in web application. So these are the 50 questions which are frequently asked in Python interviews. If you are new on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and like. I hope this will helpful for your interviews. Thanks for watching.